Hi guys, so today's video is going to be my first of 4 Halloween videos. Yes, 4. Yeah, I was only going to do 3 and then I figured out a 4th one to talk about, but anyways, I am a huge horror movie fan, like huge. You guys don't even understand, like horror movies are my favorite type of movies to watch. They're my favorite genre of movies. I will watch a horror movie before I will watch any other type of movie. I am such a nerd. And so every single Halloween I get way into horror movies and I want to kind of do a little bit of a countdown. I want to do a video about some of my favorite horror movies. So I decided to split it up into 4 videos because I guess 4 sounds better than 1, or I would just talk way too much in one. So I'm splitting it up into 4. The first one, which is going to be this one, is going to be my favorite cult classic horror movies of all time, or my top 5 cult classic movies of all time. I'm going to keep it to 5 videos per video, or 5 movies per video. So today is my top 5 cult classics, and then I'm going to upload another video every other day until Halloween, so you guys can get some inspiration for horror movies to watch. But today is going to be all about cult classic horror movies. And when I say cult classics, I mean those horror movies when you think of like horror as a genre, like these are constantly the movies that like come to mind right away. They're the ones that are constantly named like at the top of everyone's like best horror movie list, regardless of when they were created or anything. So I picked 5 and I kind of tried to do different genres of each. So you know, like ghosts or the devil or zombies, or you know what I mean, those types of things. And I just finished filming what's it called? A beauty video. So if you guys are from my beauty channel, that's something you get to look forward to. Anyways, so yeah, I guess I'll get started. So number 1, my first cult classic movie, my first favorite cult classic movie of all time is probably the movie that could be in every single one of these categories, and one of my, probably my favorite horror movie franchise of all time, and that's Halloween. Halloween beats everything hands down. Michael Myers is phenomenal. I am such a Halloween fan. Like literally, this could have been in every single video because like Halloween changed my life. It is what kind of got me into slasher movies. It's the only franchise that I've seen every single one of them in order, by the way, and I will do it again. I do it every single Halloween. I watch literally 1 all the way to Halloween Resurrection, and then if I have time in that day, I will go for the 2 remakes. I will even watch the one about the witches. But anyways, that's besides the point. I love Halloween, and if you guys don't love Halloween, there's something wrong with you. I'm sorry. Halloween is probably probably the best horror movie of all time. I love Halloween. I'm such a fan. Can you tell I'm fangirling just a little bit? Halloween is one hands down for the best slasher. It beat Freddy, it beat Jason, it beat all of them. So Michael Myers, you're it for me. Alright, so classic number 2, and this is going to be for the like kind of like ghost kind of category, and that's The Shining. I love The Shining. I think that I never read the book, but like the story just like does so well. It like slowly kind of building up and building up and building up. Like little things happen, but it's a ton of little things and they add up. And I remember the first time I ever saw anything with The Shining was with Twister, with like the 2 creepy twin girls like on the drive-in movie. Oh my god, it's so freaky. And then yeah, and then so I finally saw it, and I just remember the bathroom scene where he's like making out with the girl and it turns out that she's dead. I was like, I still have to breathe that one out a little bit. But I absolutely love The Shining. It's the best ghost movie ever, hands down in my eyes, and it withstands the test of time, and it's still freaking creepy. Even at the ending when they're like looking at that picture, like, you know what I'm talking about. Alright, so cult classic horror movie number 3, and this is not really a horror movie in my eyes, but it's definitely like a suspense or like psychological thriller, and that's Silence of the Lambs. Silence of the Lambs is one of those movies that like if it's on, I watch it regardless. It doesn't matter if it's on, I'm watching it. It was one of the first movies that like I really watched that I like just admired like how smart the storyline was. Hannibal Lecter is still like such a terrifying villain. Like if you really think about it in real life, someone who eats you, who's that smart and is so manipulative and oh, just so like if I ever met Hannibal Lecter in real life. And it spawned like, what, 3 different movies besides that, plus a TV show, several TV shows, I bet. And it's absolutely amazing, but you can't beat the original, and you can't beat, like, you know, seeing like the guard up in the you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna say that way too many times, but yeah, Silence of the Lambs definitely wins for my favorite psychological thriller. My favorite zombie movie, Night of the Living Dead. I mean, that's a classic zombie movie. It's not my favorite zombie movie of all time because the ending still pisses me off. Night of the Living Dead is probably one of those like 3 movies, especially horror movies, where like I'm still angry about the ending. Like why they had to kill him, I don't know, because it was so cutting edge. George A. Romero, I still want to write you a mad fan letter because I'm still upset about that. I didn't want you to kill him. I absolutely love Night of the Living Dead. If you are a zombie fan and you've never seen it, you're not allowed to call yourself a zombie movie fan. I'm sorry. Like, you have to see the original. You have to see that they weren't called zombies in that movie. You have to see, like, that there was a black man as a main character. Like, being someone who loves civil rights so much and, like, wants to get into civil rights law, like, having a black main character in the 60s was, like, praise you, George A. Romero. Anyways, I love that movie. It's amazing, and believe it or not, I didn't even see it up until maybe 5 years ago. It wasn't one that I gravitated towards until later in life. So, great movie. Favorite horror movie number 5. This one was tough for me, and I could not choose between the 2 of them because this was the devil category. And I know everyone wants me to talk about The Exorcist. The Exorcist is constantly named the #1 horror movie of all time on like any list. I have looked at every single list because I'm obsessed, can you tell? And The Exorcist is always #1. And that movie, the whole time I was watching that movie, I was making this face. I was like, oh, like it was one of those, like, not even like, it was gross, but it was like, it wasn't scary. I was just like, like the whole movie. Like, it wasn't like, I wasn't sitting there like terrified. I was sitting there like grossed out because of like all of the vomit and the head turning and her going down the stairs backwards. And I'm like, ugh. That face, the whole movie, that's what my face looked like. It's terrifying, but also someone, like, I'm not going to get into religion, but someone who's Catholic, it's like, it's a little terrifying too. My mom is terrified of the devil. That kind of brings me into the next one because I could not decide between The Exorcist and The Omen for my number 5 because my mom is absolutely terrified of the devil, and so when I was getting into horror movies when I was about 9 or 10, she would not let me watch a devil movie. She wouldn't let me do it, and so I had to wait for her to be okay with me watching a devil movie, and she finally did with The Omen. The Omen was the first devil movie I ever saw, and to this day, Damien still scares the crap out of me. The original, not the remake. The kid in the original is so terrifying looking. Like, I just can't get over it. Like, he's just like creepy looking. Oh my god. And the nanny, when she commits suicide, like, it's all for you. I'm like, The Omen wins for my favorite devil movie, but I think The Exorcist might be a better movie overall, so I couldn't choose between the 2 of them. So that is it for my top 5 cult classic horror movies. I hope you guys like this video. Stay tuned for my top 5 remakes, my top 5 horror movies that changed my life, and my top 5 horror movies that scare the crap out of me. So yeah, I hope you guys like this. As always, please comment, thumbs up the video if you liked it, and please subscribe, and look forward to these for the next 3 videos. So happy Halloween, and I will talk to you guys later. Alright, bye.